Yes, everybody. Yes, welcome back to another hot episode of a very special podcast. This is the podcast which talks about all of your favorite TV series from yesteryear, and then discuss them over a bottle of Bay antioxidant infusions. I'm your host, Patrick M. Dunn, who now has a bellyache, and I'm joined here, as always, by Kat Halstead, the author. Welcome back. Welcome back, Katter.
Welcome back.
It's still, what do we call this, Down by the Shore month or something?
Yeah, down by the shore, under the boardwalk, something. I don't know.
It's beach themed.
It's the last of our theme months, though.
It's beach month. It's beach month here at the pod. It's a month to remember. And we're going, actually, we've been at the beach all along. I'd say we're going back to the beach, but that's what we watched.
Yes.
Speaking of beach, I was like outside all day, so I'm just like, I'm sore. My skin's a little tight. It's a little taut.
At least you don't get a rash from being in the sun.
It's still early. It's only been a few hours. I might be, I might look like Freddy Krueger tomorrow. Who knows?
Yeah, that's how my arms have felt for the last few days.
Yeah, shout out to Robert Englund. I was going to say R.I.P., but I think he's still alive. It's Wes Craven that's dead, right?
Yeah, it's Wes Craven who passed.
Okay, R.I.P. girl. R.I.P. Ouija board us. Ouija board us during the month of October. We contact all these dead celebs.
How do we not have a t-shirt that says Ouija board us?
We'll make it. We'll make it. You know what's my favorite meme, by the way? Speaking of, like, memes, it's the one that, it's the Ouija board rug, and then it says, like, it's all fun and games till, like, your Roomba summons the devil or something.
Oh, yeah, the burn, like, the wood burning on the floor of the Ouija board.
Yeah, oh, yeah, it's great. I was, like, thinking of buying it, but I don't own a Roomba, and I won't own a Roomba because of that. But can a Roomba summon a demon, or is it only a planchette? Is that what it's called, a planchette?
I mean, if the Roomba is acting as the planchette.
But what is the power of the Ouija? Is it the souls that are touching the planchette?
Yeah, it's the spirits that are connecting.
Yeah, so I don't think a Roomba can do it. So we just proved that meme wrong. Let's call up Snopes.com right now and get that out of the way.
Sorry, Snopes.
All right, what are we doing today? What the fuck are we doing today for Beach Month?
We are doing what might be one of our absolute favorite movies ever.
Oh, for sure, for sure. It's been a long time since I see this movie.
Yeah, same.
You know how when you go back into something and you're worried that it's not going to have the same appeal that it had when you were like 8 years old?
Yeah.
I was worried about that. But then, I don't know, I got about 20 minutes in and all those memories came flooding back. I was 8 years old again watching this on VHS that I rented from the video gallery.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Video Gallery. Ouija board us. Ouija board us. And yeah, it was like, wow, this is a great movie. I've watched it 3 times. This is like the most I've watched a movie.
Yeah, I've watched it twice because that's all I've had time for, but...
Oh, well, you're going to get one more in, girl. You're going to get one more in before the weekend ends.
Oh, I know.
One more time to shout out Daft Punk. All right. What did we watch? What did we watch, Kettle said? What did we watch?
We watched the 1988 movie.
87?
No,
87.
1987.
Girl.
I don't know why I said 88.
I don't know. You wanted to radiate like it was 88.
Movie, Back to the Beach, starring Frankie Avalon and Annette Funicello.
Oh, yeah, and Lori Loughlin.
Connie Stevens.
Top 3 Connies right there. She's one of them. Connie Britton, Connie Stevens, and Connie Chung?
Yeah, I think that's the top 3 right there.
Yeah, circling it out. All right. You ready? You ready for Fuck, Marry, Kill Connie edition?
Oh, God.
All right, Fuck, Marry, Kill Connie Stevens, Connie Britton, or Connie Chung. Ooga. This is a toughie. This one.
That is tough. Okay,
Yeah.
So obviously you have Wild Night with Connie Britton.
Oh yeah, you're just gonna run your hands through her hair, gonna tease it, let her hair tickle your penis or boobies.
And then you marry Connie Chung.
Oh yeah, you get that Maury Povich money, you get that Maury Povich cash.
And then sorry Connie Stevens. Sorry, Connie Stevens. You might be Jolie Fisher's mother, but I have to kill you.
Is she alive still? Is she still among us?
Connie Stevens? Yeah, she's still alive.
Oh, okay. Well, Kat also just committed a murder. She just killed the bad girl of the beach movies. Yeah, the bad girl. What else has she been in? I know she has records.
Yeah, she had records. She's doing a lot of stuff. I was looking her up earlier, trying to figure it out. She's got a long list of stuff.
Yeah, she's got a long career. She's semi-retired now, though. She's out of the game.
Probably, yeah, I think so.
She's chilling at her.
Letting Jolie do the work.
Yeah, she's just letting Jolie run the estate, run the Stevens estate.
No, I think I saw her on an episode of The Haunting of
Connie Stevens.
Yeah.
Who the fuck is haunting her? Who dares to haunt her?
Oh, okay, I remember what it was. When she was married to Eddie Fisher.
Yeah.
They lived in this house, and they would have these encounters with a ghost, and It was the ghost of this famous actress who was like a Swedish figure skater or something.
Oh.
Who owned the house before them.
Ooh, haunt us. Come to us. You know, this Halloween, come to us, figure skater ghost. Maybe it's Christy Yamaguchi's, like, great-grandmother? Who knows? Oh, no, she's Swedish.
No, It was a Swedish woman.
Well, haunt us. Come to us. Tell us what it was like to be a Swedish figure skater in the 20s, we'll say. It's probably 1920s ghost. I feel...
Yeah, that sounds probably about what it was, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, shout out in their little Palm Springs estate. I feel like they would live in a Palm Springs estate.
I think that's probably what it was.
It was their vacation home when they just wanted to get away from the hustle and bustle of LA.
Yeah. She
wrote a song about it, I bet. I bet she had a hot song about it called The Ghost of Swedish Fish? I don't know.
It was Sonja Henie. It was the ghost of Sonja Henie.
Ooh, Sonja Henie. Sounds like a Mortal Kombat character.
She was a figure skater, and then she did movies in Hollywood.
Oh, she was in the Ice Follies of 1928.
Something like that.
You know what I'm talking about? That Joan Crawford movie? It's considered like her worst movie ever.
Oh my.
It's like the Ice Follies of a year. I forget. I don't know. I don't remember the year, but it was a bad year. Well, it was a bad year for Ice Follies everywhere.
1928 is one of the years she won a gold medal for figure skating.
Oh, an Olympian?
For Norway. It was Norway.
Oh, no. Close. You got the right region.
I knew she was Scandinavian.
One of those countries. You know what? If you had to ask me to pick one out on a map, I wouldn't be able to do it. So.
Oh, Patrick.
All to you for knowing that remember the story. That's what I applaud you for. All right.
Like, this is the stuff that's in my head.
The Connie Stevens episode of The Haunted of. Maybe we'll have to do it for our Halloween-themed episodes. Maybe we can track it down.
I'm sure FYE or whatever that channel's called will air it again.
Oh, yeah. They'll have like a hot weekend. It's like Hollywood Classics weekend. Look at that episode. Maybe Liz Taylor had a ghost. Who knows? A ghost was whispering white diamonds into her ear. That's how she came up with the idea.
That would totally explain the commercial, wouldn't it?
Oh, it totally would. Origin story. All right. You want to talk about when this movie came out? Want to know the release date?
Yeah, let's talk about the release date.
August 7th, 1987. Where were you? What were you doing that day?
I was celebrating my 6th birthday that day.
You had a hot birthday party, maybe? Maybe you were just chilling?
Yeah, let's see. 6, it was probably She-Ra themed.
Oh, yeah, for sure. You were playing with, what was the name of She-Ra's horse?
Oh, God, I don't remember all of a sudden.
Starlight.
Like, 20 minutes ago, you probably could have asked me and I would have known, and right now...
You were fighting off the Horde. The evil Horde.
Evil Horde.
Have you watched the new She-Ra on Netflix? It's actually really good. I know you were, wildly against it, but I enjoyed it.
I have not watched it yet.
It's a fun little, I
haven't done it yet.
Well, I think you'll enjoy it.
The animation style alone, something I don't think I can sit through. I'm really weird about my animation style, though.
Oh, I know, but I think once you get past it, once you get over it, I think you'll enjoy it. It's a charming story. I enjoyed it. It's very cute. It's enjoyable. They added layers to the legend of She-Ra. So, I don't know. Put it on add it to your list after you watch Jessica Jones Season 3.
Which is never going to happen.
Oh, it'll happen. It's going to happen. And you're gonna be wearing a Jessica Jones t-shirt once you watch it. You're going to be that enthralled by it. I can't wait. You want to talk about this hot weekend? The top 5 movies that weekend. So, unfortunately, Back to the Beach wasn't a hot hit. It opened at a paltry number 8 at the box office that weekend.
That's a shame.
Yeah, people weren't into it. People weren't digging it. But you want to round out the top 5? Yeah, I think you're gonna like this top 5.
Okay, what's the top 5? Give it to me.
All right, coming in at number 5, The Lost Boys.
Okay.
In its second week, it had a big dip from 2nd to 5th. This is about the story about teenage bros.
Can I confess something right now?
You're gonna say you never seen it?
I've never seen it.
What?
I've never seen it all the way through. I've seen bits and pieces.
Oh my! All right. We're stopping this podcast right now. We're gonna pause it. I'm gonna go rent The Lost Boys for Kat. We're gonna watch it. We're gonna come back and we're gonna talk about it. So it's about 2 bros, Jason Patrick and Corey Haim. They move in with their mother, played by Diane Wiest, gal pal, to a small town in northern Cali. There's a younger dude, Sam, who's played by, I forget who. Sam's the younger brother. It's Corey Haim. Okay, so Sam meets Corey Feldman and some other dude, and they fall for Jamie Gertz's character. They fall in love with her, but she turns out to have a weird connection with David, played by Kiefer Sutherland, and turns out to be the leader of a local gang of vampires. And then it turns into a wild battle. So Ooga. There's a sequel, a direct-to-DVD sequel, starring Corey Feldman came back. Corey Haim came back in a cameo.
Okay.
And it's also a gal pal, Autumn Reeser's in it, too.
Ooh.
You might know her from the OC.
Ooh.
And, spoiler alert, Kiefer Sutherland's character dies at the end of the first one. But they were able to bring back his, Angus Sutherland. Do you know who Angus Sutherland is?
No, I don't.
It's Kiefer's half bro, so he came back for the sequel. And weren't they doing
you had me at Autumn Reeser. You had me at Autumn Reeser.
I've never seen the sequel, so I don't know. Maybe we'll watch the sequel first.
That's what we tend to do is we watch sequels.
Aren't they doing like a CW? Aren't they doing, or they were going to do a TV series based on the show? I thought I remember reading that at one point in time.
I mean, they had the Vampire Diaries, and then they had the originals.
Now they have Legacies.
So many vampires. I'm so sick of vampires.
Yeah, we need a good Wolfman story. We need the Wolfman to come back. Were you Edward or the other? Who was the other guy?
Jacob.
Jacob. Yeah.
Oh, totally Team Jacob. Actually, I was really Team Bella Needs to Die.
Whoa.
Okay, so I bought all 4 books before, I bought the first book, and before I finished reading it, I bought the other 3, and then I realized I hated it, but I hate read them. I had to get through them. I was like, I spent so much fucking money on these books, and they were onion skin books. That's how thin the pages in these damn things were. They were thick, like a literature anthology for a college course thick.
Oh yeah. It was like that glossy paper kind of.
No, it wasn't the glossy paper. It was the onion skin stuff.
Whoa, I don't even know what that is.
Where it's the super thin paper.
Shout out to onion skin. You ready for number 4? Number 4 at the box office week. Any guesses?
No guesses.
All right, La 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 Bamba. Yeah.
Oh, okay, I've seen that one.
Yeah, Lou Diamond Phillips plays the role of a Chicano rock and roll star, Richie Valens, who, as we know, was part of the infamous The Day the Music Died.
Yes.
When him, Buddy Holly, and the Big Bopper, they all perished in a plane crash in Iowa.
I used to watch this all the time when WPIX would air it.
Oh, yeah, I used to have the tape. I actually had the soundtrack. I don't know why.
La 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 Bamba.
This random tape that I bought one day when I was 10 years old.
It's all for one song, you know it.
Yeah, I think that's the only song I listened to. Let's be real. All right, you ready for number 3?
Yeah, but this is number 3.
All right, this is wild. You sitting down for this one? You sitting down?
I'm sitting down.
Masters of the Universe.
Oh, okay.
Holy fuck. Dolph Lundgren, Frank Langella, Courtney Cox all star in this weird-as-fuck film, loosely based on everyone's favorite action figure line. Super strange movie, but it's charming in a weird way.
It is.
It's highly watchable, and for it being a horrible movie. I just want to throw that out there.
And it's made by the same people who did the Captain America movie we did. Out of the 2, I will watch He-Man Masters of the Universe.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, and it's this is the first movie that starred Dolph Lundgren speaking English, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So it's he doesn't have many lines. Let's just throw that out there. So He-Man doesn't talk a lot.
Let's be real. Courtney Cox is really the star of this movie.
Oh yeah, this was her first. She did that weird Bruce Springsteen music video.
Yeah,
and then she did this.
And then she did Family Ties. Meanwhile, Matt LeBlanc's putting a ketchup bottle on a roof in New York and running down to catch the ketchup on the hot dog. I feel like that's about the same time period.
All right, you ready for number 2? The number 2 movie this weekend?
Oh my god, it was 1987 for that Heinz commercial.
Do you think Peggy Olson made it?
No, that was totally a Don Draper one.
He's like, I have an idea, guys. Picture this. Young, handsome college stud on the top of the Empire State Building, just like King Kong was 60 years earlier, and he dips his ketchup and runs down the stairs really fast and catches it on his Frankfurter. All right, you ready for the number 2 movie that weekend, that hot weekend?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen Stakeout, the movie Stakeout?
With Emilio Estevez and Richard Dreyfuss?
Oh yeah, they play detectives who are on the hunt for an escaped prisoner played by Aidan Quinn. And well, when all leads go cold, they start staking out his ex-GF played by Madeleine Stowe. Remember Madeleine Stowe?
Yes.
And then it turns into a weird romantic comedy after that.
Yeah, these movies, the stakeout movies, are weird, and I loved them as a kid. Oh my god, I gotta go rewatch those.
I know, and the second one has Rosie O'Donnell in it. Another stakeout. Is it Rosie? Yeah, I think it's Rosie O'Donnell.
Yeah, it's Rosie O'Donnell.
Yeah, that's when she did things. That's when she was in movies.
She wasn't just bitching about anything on Twitter.
Yeah, she just wasn't an angry woman on Twitter yelling at the void. The void. All right. You ready for the number one movie in America, the weekend of August 7th, 1987?
Give it to me.
007 in The Living Daylights. This is Timothy Dalton stepped into the role of James Bond in the 15th film in the series. The film did okay financially, but critically speaking, it was a mixed bag. Some critics said that Timothy Dalton lacked the humor, yes, the humor of previous Bonds, while others applauded it for bringing back realism to the series. Anyway, he only came back one more time as Bond in License to Kill, which I've never seen, but I hear it's not considered good. It almost killed the series until Pierce Brosnan came back a few years later. So, ooga.
Yeah, so I have never seen a James Bond movie.
We've talked about that before.
Yeah.
So we're not going to have James Bond January?
No. Not at all.
I feel like you should let me cherry pick like 3 or 4 for you, and I don't know, you might like.
No.
I don't know. Madonna's in one. Madame X herself. Die Another Day. Sigmund Freud analyzed this. You know that bop by her?
No, I don't.
Probably the worst Bond song ever. All right. So that's that hot weekend in cinema. The top 5. It was a good weekend, I guess. Good. We got kind of like every genre represented, I guess.
Yeah, like that'd be like you go to the theater and you're like, okay, what are we gonna watch? Like you go, do we watch this one or do we watch that? Like there's a lot of variety.
Your kids will go see Masters of the Universe. The kids will go see Masters of the Universe. The teens will go see The Lost Boys, and then mom and dad will go see a Stakeout. Maybe like your grandmother will go see La Bamba so she can remember the days.
Or the Back to the Beach.
Oh yeah. I was mostly thinking of the top 5,
but still, like I feel like there's a good variety of movies. Like I feel like we don't have that much variety of movies now, like out in the theater.
No, of course, people are afraid to put like things like more than one movie out at a time.
Like, oh my gosh. Okay, let's see what. Okay, I'm pulling up my Fandango app.
Do the Fandango.
And we can see what is playing
this week
at the theater right near me. Okay, we got Men in Black International, the new Chris Hemsworth movie.
I'm going to give myself a big note of that.
I am totally down to see that as a Tuesday morning matinee.
I'm down to see that as like I accidentally hit the button on Netflix and I can't find my finger to shut it off, so I'm just going to have to let it play through. Or I'm stuck on a plane. And it's playing.
Shaft.
That's a hard pass for me, too.
Yeah. Dark Phoenix.
Maybe. I'd give it a whirl. It's got Jessica Chastain in it. I'd like to see what she's up to in the other Marvel Cinematic Universe, the one that doesn't matter.
Let's see what else is playing. We also have Late Night, that new Mindy Kaling.
Oh, yeah.
Movie. We have The Secret Life of Pets 2.
I feel like this is a lackluster summer for like summer movies.
We have Godzilla, King of the Monsters, which I'm totally gonna wait till it like shows up on Netflix, and if I'm bored, I'll watch it for like maybe 10 minutes to see Corey Fogelman, and then I'll be like, I'm done.
I don't even know what that is.
Then we got Rocket Man, which is again, it's probably like a Tuesday morning matinee for me.
Oh yeah, yeah. I don't know. I feel like this is a very lackluster summer for movies.
I mean, everybody got so hyped up for Endgame that we're kind of just like, ugh.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, we got Aladdin, John Wick, Pokemon Detective Pikachu, and of course, Avengers Endgame.
All right. Well, if you're looking for something to do this weekend, you can't go see those movies because it's like a month and a half later, but they're probably all on DVD right now.
I mean, Avengers Endgame might still be there.
You ready?
Playing like with the new Spider-Man.
You ready to go back to the beach again for the?
I am so ready to go back to the beach.
All right. How does this thriller begin, girl? How does this begin? Take us away.
Okay. First, we see clouds.
Yeah, clouds.
We see clouds, and we cut to the interior of a TWA plane.
And I just want to point out this plane is like multi-leveled.
Yes.
It's wide. It's wide as fuck. There's like stairs on it. You can go up and down stairs. There's so much room. There's like enough room to dance and do the cha-cha on it.
I remember seeing planes like this on TV series. Like, I remember there's like an episode of Growing Pains where Mike and Jason are on a flight for some reason. I don't know why they're on a flight. Just the two of them, but Jason has to deliver a baby because he's the only doctor on board.
Oh yeah, I've seen that one. And it's like a plane like this, right?
Yeah, it was a plane like this.
Did this plane have a middle row?
I really couldn't tell. I don't think it did. Okay, these planes had totally existed.
I was gonna say, because I got a hot question. I was like, is this just like a rich people on television thing, or does this exist? But I guess you said you actually...
No, apparently they're a double-deck aircraft.
Oh.
The first one was a French aircraft that started being in service in 1953.
Ooh. So this is like an old-timey thing then, I guess, right?
The first partial double-deck jet airliner was the wide-body Boeing 747 in service in 1970, with the top deck smaller than the main deck.
So is the top deck, like, is that like considered like first class? It's like where all like the rich people sit? They're separated from the peasants?
I don't know. Okay, so it says partial upper deck lounge areas or seating, or optional upper deck crew resting galley.
Ooh, a galley. Ooh.
Okay, the Boeing 777 had the optional lower deck lavatories and galley, or optional upper deck crew rest.
Ooh, I think they need to bring this back. This is like, they need to bring this back, and I don't know, we need to go on a flight somewhere. And what's the
if we fly on an Airbus A380, it has 2 passenger decks extending the full length of the fuselage,
Ooh.
as well as the full length lower third deck for cargo. It entered regular service in October 2007.
Ooh, okay. What's the Rihanna plane? When she had that like fun concert on a plane?
I don't know.
You know what I'm talking about though?
Not really.
Oh, she had like a tour, but it was like in the air. It was like a concert like in the air. You got to like be on the same plane as Rihanna, and she would like perform.
Oh wow!
Look it up.
I think the last time I looked up Rihanna on a plane, I got footage of Tim from Big Brother Australia running around.
What's the Venn diagram on that?
I don't know.
All right.
But hey, wasn't Lady Gaga supposed to perform in space?
Ooh, yeah. And the band Muse was supposed to perform in space too. And Lance Bass? He was just supposed to go to space, right?
No, he was supposed to perform in space. He was supposed to go to space. Okay, Lady Gaga was supposed to perform in space in 2015.
Yeah. The space canceller. They were like, no, we don't want you here.
You know what? Barbie already did it.
Who already did it?
Barbie had a concert in space.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's in that animated movie, right?
Yes, the greatest.
Barbie and the Rockers.
Greatest Barbie movie ever, and it's always left off YouTube lists because it's not part of the like 90s and beyond collection.
That was like a response to Gem, right? That was a response to Gem.
Yeah, Barbie and the Rockers, rocking back to Earth. Yeah, so like Mattel found out that Hasbro was going to do the Gem dolls, and they quickly threw together Barbie and the Rockers to beat them to market.
Shout out to Mattel.
Because the women of Mattel were complete and total badasses. And you know what? I had both. I had the Barbie and the Rockers, I had the Barbie and Sensations, and I had Gem. Yes, because the Sensations are who they were in the 50s, when they went back in time.
Fuck, marry, kill. Barbie and the Rockers, Barbie and the Sensations, or Gem.
Why would you do this to me?
This is worse than the Connies. Like, those are real people, and you had like no problem fucking killing Connie Stevens, but a fictional cartoon character, you're over here like losing your breath.
Like at this point, I would throw both Savage Brothers over the cliff just to save all 3.
Well, that's not the name of the game. Instead, you got to make a savage move. When you gotta stay up all night and scissor with? I'd probably go with Barbie and the Rockers.
Oh my god!
I'd probably marry Barbie and the Sensations, and I'd probably get rid of Gem. I think of the movie, Gem the movie, tainted the memory.
Oh, that damn movie. Those bastards.
Where are we in this? Where are we in Back to the Beach? We gotta get through this. I gotta go back to bed.
Okay, we were on the plane.
Can we mention that it's 1 a.m. when we're recording this and where I am?
It is not 1 a.m. It is 10:48 p.m.
Where I am, it's 1 a.m. But
we see this kid who is dressed in all black, and he's narrating for us.
He's like a punk, punk kid. He's wearing like a Cramps t-shirt, I think.
Yeah, he's definitely like an 80s punk kid.
His name is Bobby. Oh, I just want to point out, by the way.
Yes.
So Annette Funicello plays Annette.
Uh-huh.
Frankie Avalon just plays... They just call him either Kahuna, and that's it. They don't actually say his name. Like, they don't actually give him a name in this movie.
They could not actually get the rights to Frankie and Annette, so to avoid that, they don't call him Frankie.
Yes, they just call him Kahuna.
Kahuna.
Or Dad.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, we'll get back.
Okay, so Bobby, their son, is narrating, and he's talking about how back in the day, his dad was a teen idol, and his mother was a member of that cult, the Mickey Mouse Club.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like, and that's what he refers to it as, a cult.
I thought that was fucking great. That was a great line.
I love this movie. This movie is just...
And we get little clips. We get, like, clips of their heyday.
Yeah, you get clips of, like, Frankie Avalon performing on, like, some TV show. A few clips of him in the movies. You get clips of Annette on the Mickey Mouse Club. You get clips of her in a few little things. And then he's like, there was this accident.
Yes.
And then my dad gave up surfing, so they got married and moved to Ohio. And now he's a car salesman.
Yes, and he's it cuts over to him, and like it looks like he's surfing.
Yeah.
But it's really just like him like doing one of those corny TV commercials, those like used cars salesman TV commercials.
Yeah, one of those like blue green screen type commercials that every freaking local car dealer does.
Our prices are so crazy. Here's my psychiatrist say I'm certifiable.
Yeah, or it's like
that kind of thing.
And they're always like yelling, and they're the ones who will come on at like 3 o'clock in the morning, and you're like, holy shit.
It's louder, like 7 times louder than whatever you're watching.
Yeah, you're like, whoa.
It'll wake you up, wake you out of a dead slumber.
Yeah, like you were almost asleep, and then, hi, I'm Crazy Eddie. Yeah, that is Frankie. He has become obsessed with selling, and he's like this stressed out ball of nerves. And Annette is like just super happy all the time.
Yeah, she was totally on some good meds. Let's just throw that out there, by the way. Because they show the house. By the way, I just want to point out the house looks like a California house, like one of those Palm Springs, like
it totally looks like a California house.
Little single level homes, but it's in Ohio of all places. Mm-hmm. And it cuts to like her making lunch, and we see in the corner like Bobby's in the living room, and he's like spray painting the brick wall.
Yeah, he's spray painting this brick wall. There's like these poodle statues everywhere. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's like 40s, 50s decor all over the place. Annette is totally like she's like a sitcom housewife essentially. She's like wearing it's the middle afternoon. She's wearing that like housewife dress. She's calling Bobby in to lunch, and like you open up she opens up the cupboard, and it's just like rows of peanut butter and like soup cans. That's it.
Yes, and like ketchup.
Oh yeah, ketchup. I forgot about the ketchup.
It was actually Heinz ketchup.
Oh, do you think this was they're trying to get Matthew Perry to be in the movie?
You mean Matt LeBlanc?
Oh, Matt LeBlanc. I'm sorry, wrong Matt.
No, I mean I just think it was primo like product placement.
It's probably this movie's funded by Jiffy.
No, Skippy. Yes, Annette Funicello was the Skippy spokesperson.
So we get a line where Bobby's like, "What's for lunch?" and she's like, peanut butter sandwiches. And he's like, I'm tired of peanut butter sandwiches, Mom. That's all you make. And she's like, it's good for you. It's like one of the 4 food groups.
It's amazing. I love this movie.
He hates his life. Like he's just, he's anti-establishment, but they don't see it. They just treat him like he's like a 3-year-old child, even though he's like probably like 12 maybe.
Yeah, he's like 13. He's like right at that like rebellious, I'm a little shit age.
Yeah, he's starting to create a persona, but They see through it. They just see like the little child that he's been all along.
Yeah, and that's just like, okay, it's like Annette knows he's just going through something. She's just letting him do it.
Yeah, he'll eventually get tired of it.
Frankie is the one, or Kahuna, I should say, is the one who gets like irritated and is like about to beat the crap out of the poor boy.
Oh yeah, there's a scene that Kahuna's driving and he's like trying not to slap the child. And he's like, can I just pull over and slap him? And she's like, no, we have to get to Sandy's house.
Yeah.
He's like, no, I just want to slap him. She's like, you can do that later, honey.
And she's like, no.
And every time he opens his mouth, he's like, just listen to the things he's saying. What's wrong with this child?
Yeah. And it's just like, la la la.
So I guess the plot is they're going on a family vacation to Hawaii, but they have a layover in Los Angeles where their daughter lives, Sandy, played by Lori Loughlin.
Yes.
She's probably in her early 20s. This is like maybe one of her first roles.
Yeah, this is, because she did a soap opera. I believe it was Edge of Night.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And then she definitely did like a teen rom-com called Secret Admirer. She's in love with her best friend and writes him secret letters. And he thinks it's like some popular girl, and he's the idiot and doesn't realize that he's got like this hot best friend in love with him.
And then she landed this role?
Yeah.
Role of a lifetime? Game changer?
Game changer.
I guess they have a layover in Los Angeles. They're going to be there for like 10 hours or a long time. They're there for a long time, so they have enough time to leave the airport.
Leave the airport, yeah.
Rent a car, They're gonna drive down to the old beach because I guess she lives on the old beach that they used to hang out at.
Yeah.
And they're driving through, and like they're just driving through the town, and they see all the old sites, and they're like, well, like that's still there, and kind of thing. And they're trying to find out where Sandy lives, and turns out she lives on a pier.
Yeah.
But hold on. Sandy has a secret herself. She's secretly engaged to Michael. Is that his name?
Yes, his name is Michael.
Yeah. So they're living together. They're like he's just like chilling in his underwear, just like hanging out in bed. They have like it's like a studio. They live above a bait and tackle shop.
Yeah.
The dad leaves a voicemail. I'm sorry, a message on the answer machine. It's not a voicemail.
Like a voicemail. 15 years too early on that one. Her answering machine message is, it's her, and she's like, oh, we're not in.
He's fixated on that.
He's all like, bitch, what?
Yeah, the whole car ride over, he's like, what do you think that she meant by we? And the son's like, well, we is the plural of I. Do you need me to conjugate that for you, Dad? And that's what set him off.
God, he's such a little shit.
That sets him off. And that's like, she don't care. She's like, whatever. Maybe she has a little boy toy. Who cares? She's young. She deserves it, I guess. I mean, was she going to be like a spinster the rest of her life? Like, what was the plan for Sandy? I don't know.
I'm kind of surprised that Sandy ended up in California.
We don't really get like a backstory of like how she ended up there, or like I know she works at the club they go to. But, like, did she want to be an actress?
She just happens to work at the club run by, like...
all their old friends.
Kahuna's, like, ex-stalker.
And, like, everyone they know works there, too. And it's like...
yeah, everyone they know. And, like, there's a shrine to him.
She never put it together? I don't know.
She just didn't care? Like, your dad was, like, the guy on the beach. He's the one your boyfriend's mom is, like, obsessed with.
Yeah, that's kind of like a weird plot that comes up, like, third act of the second or third act.
Yeah.
That... you would think that they would have developed that more.
Yeah.
Like, I would think that, like, Sandy would be like, hey, Dad, I'm dating your ex-girlfriend's son.
You would think so, but no.
No, it never comes up. She doesn't even tell her parents about her boyfriend.
Yeah.
When they show up, he literally, like, jumps out the window and dives into the ocean.
Yep, he dives into the ocean. She threw all his clothes outside.
Yeah, and I just want to point out the dad was trying to break down the door with his son's head, by the way.
Again, another reason I freaking love this movie. It's so fucking ridiculous. And like Michael's like, is he using somebody's head to try and ram down the door? And she's like, yeah. He's like, okay, I'm jumping out the window then.
Yeah, because he wanted to stick around and like talk, like meet the parents, but as soon as he realized that was going on, he's like, I'm out here. And he like dives out the window and does like a perfect like dive into the...
he was like, okay, yeah, I see why you don't want me to meet them.
The dad suspects that there's a dude in the house, so he's like kind of like, why is there toothbrushes in the bathroom? Why is there hair gel? And the mom finds a picture. Annette finds a picture. She doesn't say anything. She just looks at the picture. She makes like a smile on the face.
Yeah.
The dad and Bobby, I guess they look out the window and they see Michael like swimming in the ocean, and they're like, that's it. We're gonna go find him. So they run outside to go like meet him at the beach.
Yeah, because you're gonna be able to tell which surfer this is. Totally.
Sandy kind of like apologizes to her mom, and she's like, whatever, who cares? Let's go shopping.
And that's like, you know what I want to do when I'm down? I go shopping. Because we had seen earlier, she would go grocery shopping, and she would come home with like 40 bags of groceries and stock up that pantry with that Skippy peanut butter.
Kahuna and Bobby are on the beach, and they bump into I don't know, like beach misfits. I don't know what the hell they were supposed to be. Mm-hmm. Like the bad surfer guys. They're like the evil crew. They're
the
like
beach punks.
Essentially, like the only enemy in this movie. I don't know. They look like they'd be like villains on like Mad Max or something.
It's just like these guys who wear black all the time, wear leather, but they're also surfers.
Goth surfers?
Yeah, it's punk surfers.
And they had guyliner on, and there's this like one heavier dude.
Yeah.
That's just like wildly out of place to like the rest of this crew. They kind of have a run-in with this like group, and the surfer guy threatens Kahuna. Kahuna's like not taken aback by it.
Kahuna's like, whatever, kid.
Yep, so they're established as the enemy, and they temporarily call off their battle. I guess they're going to save it for later.
Well, Bobby, of course, thinks these are like the coolest people on the planet.
Oh yeah, because he's like telling his his mom and sister, like, hey, I met these like cool dudes, like they almost murdered us. It was great.
Yeah.
And he later on becomes like the leader of their gang, like somehow.
He uses his dad's credit card to buy like a crap ton of stuff.
Oh yeah, to buy jet skis and like motorcycles.
Yeah, I mean, it was like an American Express card too. So
I'm guessing it was probably a high credit limit. Methinks.
Yeah.
He probably had it for his business. Had to do a lot of business purchases, maybe buy, I don't know, supplies for his dealership.
You know what? The credit card company probably didn't even bat an eye at jet skis then.
All right, so
it's like, oh, okay. He runs a car dealership. Sure, he's buying jet skis in LA.
I'm guessing it was probably that thing where they ran the card through that little, that machine, that carbon paper. That's what I'm looking for.
Oh, yeah.
So they probably, called it in later on, and they're like, oh, well, you know what? Well, they already got the jet skis, so I guess we're going to approve it.
I hope he can pay.
They probably didn't have, fraud detection.
No.
Back in the day.
Probably not.
I feel like that's, a modern day thing.
They probably weren't, checking IDs. Okay, this kid is Kahuna.
They're going to take Sandy to work. She works at the club.
Daddy-O's.
Yeah, Daddy-O's, where Dick Dale performs nightly every night.
Mm-hmm.
Does the same, 3 songs that are in his arsenal. They're going to drop Sandy off at work. Then they're going to go to the airport and continue their flight to Hawaii. Annette sees the sign. It says, tonight, performing Dick Dale. And she's like, let's go say hi to Dick. It's been 22 years since we last saw him.
Yeah.
And Kahuna's he's not up for it. He's like, I don't know. He's just we got to get to the airport. And she's like, come on, just 5 minutes. And, on the ride over there, I want to point out, too, that she tried to get him to sing a song. I guess one of their, hot songs came on the radio. And
it was their song, and Frankie, and that was, sitting up on the passenger seat, as they were driving to the pier to Sandy's, and she's like, sing with me. And he's like, yeah, no.
He changes the channel, shuts it off.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. All right, so they get to Daddy-O's. Annette goes in. She's excited. Kahuna begrudgingly goes in. He's like, whatever, I'll just go.
Yeah, he goes in. He has to deal with the valet, who is played by Ed Burns, who actually had a song with Connie Stevens called Kooky Kooky.
What was the show that he was on?
I don't know. He was a singer. He was on something, though. I remember him showing up in the later on in the 80s and 90s is
Well, he was in this.
Yeah, but yeah, the song Kooky Kooky, lend me your comb. Kooky Kooky. Well, now let's take it from the top and grab some wheels.
Okay.
We're well along and talk about some cuckoo deals. Oh my god. I don't think I've ever actually heard this song.
No, I'm going to have to seek it out. I'm going to have to seek it out later.
Dude, we are totally listening to this later. Oh my god.
Well, Kahuna's dealing with the valet. Annette goes in, and she bumps into this, buff Biff from Back to the Future looking guy. He's got he's tall, muscly, blonde hair, tanned. He's wearing a tight mesh shirt.
Yeah, he's just this quintessential creepy 80s beach guy.
And he keeps turning up. He keeps popping up throughout the movie. It's great.
He has a name. I remember his name. It is Troy.
Troy. Yeah, Troy.
This is not like any Troy I have ever interacted with. I'll just say that.
Annette's just sitting at a surfboard table.
Mm-hmm.
Troy comes over and he has 2 coconut cups, coconut drinks in his hand.
Yes.
And he's like, hey, how are you? And she's like, oh, hi. And he's like, have you ever heard of a stunned mullet? And she's like, can't say I have. And he's like, this is what I do. He's like, I give you one of these. Next thing I know, you'll be dancing on the surfboard naked. And she's like, pass, hard pass.
She's like, yeah, no, bitch.
And then Kahuna comes over and he's like, all right, your 5 minutes is up. And then he sees this going on. And he's like, oh, you're trying to pull the old stunned mullet trick on my wife, huh?
Well, and then he slams the drink.
Yeah, he drinks it.
And he drinks it like it's nothing. So whatever.
Shoots it down.
This guy is either giving them really weak drinks and these girls are just no tolerance or something. Woo.
Well, Bobby does establish a few scenes later that his dad is not a drinker. So
yes.
A break in continuity, I guess. I don't know.
Well, that or it really isn't that strong.
Kahuna's like, all right, let's go. And they're about to walk out. And out of the corner of the room, this blonde woman's like, Kahuna, is that you? And she comes running over. It's Connie. She's excited. It's Kahuna's ex-girlfriend, the bad girl from back in the day. She was the one that...
It's some, girl that he was interested in. She hugs him. She's like, someone find me Annette! And then she realizes Annette is there. And she's like, oh, I didn't mean this kind. It was dumb but funny and so bitchy, and I loved it.
So then Connie's like, oh, hold on. Let me show you the shrine. Before you go, let me show you the shrine.
Yes. And oh my god.
So she takes him over. And they're like on the wall, it just says like the Big Kahuna, and there's like pictures of him. There's his surfboards on the wall, old records.
You know how on Hey Arnold, Helga had a shrine to Arnold? Nothing compared to what this woman has done.
This is like an attraction. Like, you come here to see this.
It's got like neon signs that say the Big Kahuna. You can see his old surfboard. There's pictures of him. There's one of him and Annette with Annette's face cut out.
Oh yeah, it's creepy.
The only thing surprising is Connie didn't slap her in there instead.
And Annette takes a picture off the wall. She looks at it. She's like, that's kind of creepy. You like cut my face out.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, who cares? Like, in the end, you won.
It's just like, you got him, honey.
Yep. So then Annette's like, all right, let's go. And Kahuna's like, you can't leave yet. Like, you haven't sang a song yet. And Kahuna's like, oh yeah, you're right. Like, I need to go sing a song. And Annette's like, what are you talking about? Like, I tried to get you to sing in the car and you shut me down, but now you want to sing?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, I have to. Like, there's a shrine to me. I can't just leave. So he goes up on the stage.
Like, these people are my fans. I'm like, most of those people in that room probably don't know who the Kahuna is. It's just like decor.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's like when you go to TJ Fridays.
You know? Like, let's be real. His freaking daughter works there. And do you think she has ever glimpsed at that Big Kahuna setup and realized it was her father?
I was trying to figure that out. Yeah. I was like, do you think she knew? Like, no. I kind of get the impression that she was like...
she had to know. She knew her father was a surfer because he would always tell the story after dinner. Because Bobby would be like, it's like a ritual. We have dinner. Dad tells the story of his accident.
But I was always like, all right. So she works at Daddy-O's. Connie, I'm guessing, is like, she's either the manager, she runs, I don't know, she's like a big person there.
It's her place, like she owns it.
Spoiler alert, her son is dating Sandy. And so I'm like, has Sandy ever put this together?
No, I don't think she did. Like, I don't think Michael did either.
Yeah, and like, then I was like kind of thinking, is this a part of the reason why she wouldn't tell her parents about Michael? So like, I don't know, it was confusing.
I think the reason she didn't tell her parents about Michael was because up till this point, Michael is kind of a bum.
Yeah.
He's not really making money. She doesn't feel like he's going to support her. So she's not sure they're really going to end up married.
Well, I got the impression that like in the third act of the movie, they just like in the script, they were like, you know what? Let's just make Sandy Michael's mother.
Not Sandy, Michael's mother.
I mean, yeah. What's her name? Connie. I'm sorry.
No, well, to be fair, this movie did go through a lot of rewrites.
It was in development for years.
Yeah. Frankie wanted this movie made so bad. Frankie wanted to do another movie with Annette, and I'm so thankful they got to.
Oh, yeah, because this was Annette's last movie before she was diagnosed with MS.
She was diagnosed already.
But she kept it a secret.
She kept it a secret. She told Frankie while they were promoting the movie.
Yeah, because...
And she didn't go public for another, like,
couple years.
4 or 5 years.
Yeah, I think she was starting to experience symptoms on the set.
Yeah, she had started to experience symptoms being on set made them worse because she was working these long hours. So it was taking a toll on her. And, like, things that might have seemed like a little thing before were suddenly worse.
Exacerbated.
Yeah.
The Kahuna goes up, he sings California Sun with the guy. He does his jam. He sings his jam. Mm-hmm. He does a duet with Connie. They do a duet, and
yeah,
it's a great Frankie's having a great time. He's enjoying himself. He steps off the stage and he's all excited. And then that's like, we missed our flight. He was like, oh, who cares? He's like, we're having a great time. And she's like, no, like we were supposed to get that out here. Like it's weird because we go through this like weird like role reversal. Like she was the one pushing him to go in there. And now he's like, he finally decides to start having a good time, and now he doesn't want to leave. So she's like, all right, you know what? I'm out of here. I'm gonna go back to Sandy's place. And she like grabs Sandy and Bobby, and they leave, which is kind of weird. She like Sandy just like abandons her shift, I guess.
Yeah. Sandy's just like, okay, I guess I made like $2 in tips. $2 tonight.
If even that, they were like, so we're implying that they were only there for 10 minutes.
Yeah, pretty much.
So. They go back to Sandy's, and I guess, so Annette and Bobby are, like, outside, I guess getting their luggage out of the car, so Sandy goes in the house first. It's dark, and she opens the door, and you see, like, a shadow, and it, like, grabs Sandy, and the light turns on, and it's Michael, and he's wearing nothing but a towel, he's just in a towel, and she's like, what are you doing? He's like, oh, like, it's like... we're about to get romantic, and she's like, we can't, my mom's on her way up. And he's like, what?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, she's staying the weekend.
Yeah, she's staying because they missed their flight, and my dad is now like hanging out with your mom.
Michael gets like wildly upset, like inappropriately wildly upset.
Like, he is pissed.
That's it. I'm throwing my foot down. And she's like, no, if you're throwing your foot down, then you're out of here. And he's like, fine. So he like grabs a surfboard and like storms out of there naked.
Yeah, it's like, okay, bye. Go hang out with the other surf bums.
Yeah, like, where did he go? Because he lives there.
He went to the other he went to his mom.
Actually, he goes and hangs out with the kahuna.
Yeah.
As we'll learn in a few minutes. So Annette comes inside and she sees Sandy upset and she's like, what's wrong? And she's like, well, Michael just walked out on me. We just broke up. And she's like, well, I just, broke up with Dad. So they're like, well, like, what are we going to do now? And let's have a pajama party.
Yeah. Pajama party. Because you're grown women.
We get like a quick cut. Comes back. There's this like cheesy like PJ party song playing. There's like 30 people in the house. It's like 30, like 20-something-year-old women wearing like Victoria's Secret lingerie, dancing around, like throwing pillows at each other.
Yeah.
And it's like you see like the feathers floating. It's like that stereotypical girl pillow fight PJ party.
Yeah.
Bobby's like outside. He's looking through the window watching it with like a nurse and a boner or something. I don't know what he's doing. And then across the street, I guess, or however these...
Across the pier, there's like a walkway between like...
The two buildings.
The two buildings, there's like a walkway between the two. And there's like another apartment on the other side, which is where the punk surfers live.
Yeah, they see the party, they come over, they intermingle.
Mm-hmm.
The leader of the punks dances with Annette, and it's very like sexually suggestive in a way. Kind of strange. And Annette's trying to get her groove back, I guess.
Yeah.
She's upset. She's upset. She's just looking for a rebound. And then we cut over back to Daddy-O's, and we see the kahuna. He's like, I don't know, in his like 6th or 7th drink. He's getting a little sloppy. His bartender is Bob Denver as Gilligan, like actual Gilligan, not just Bob Denver.
Like he's wearing the like red shirt, the white hat. It is Gilligan. He keeps talking about how he has a story and nobody wants to hear it. And this is one of the reasons I love this movie.
Kahuna calls the bartender buddy or something, and it triggers him.
I'm not your little buddy.
It's a trigger word. They get to talking, and he starts talking about like, I know what you're going through. He's like, I spent 30 years living on an island with like 2 beautiful women I wasn't allowed to touch. And he's like, I'll tell you the story if you want to hear it. And he's like, no, I don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Throughout the movie, Gilligan keeps showing up. And he wants to tell the story, but no one wants to hear it.
Like, nope, I don't care.
So Connie breaks up this little powwow, and she's like, you know what? Less talking, more drinking, because I think she wants to lick the kahuna up so she can have like a wild night with him.
Like he's like, oh, how about I share something with you because you guys keep sharing all your stories with me. And they're like, no, we don't care.
Oh yeah, she's like sliding bottles of beer and coconut drinks.
Oh, she's totally trying to liquor the kahuna up.
She knows what she's doing.
Connie drives me crazy.
He doesn't leave with her.
Because it's so obvious what she's doing.
No, he leaves with her son. We don't really find out what they do because it just cuts to the next morning and they're all just like laying in the lifeguard tower type thing. Yeah, like this is Surf Central, I believe it was called. Mountain Surf Central, because the guy's name is Mountain. Yeah. They have like cameras that are at all the beaches, and people call up and ask them like for the wave report, and they look at the cameras and tell them what's going on, kind of thing. Yeah. I don't know. They're all kind of hungover. They're all laying at the little Surf Central place, and it's all young men, so like, you know, they're vibrant and full of life. So as soon as they wake up, they can just like leave and go surfing. Yeah, it's like, oh, it's morning, let's go surfing. And I mean, there are guys like all over this place. There's like 3 guys to like a barely twin size bed. There's guys sleeping on the floor. There's guys sleeping like standing up in a chair. It's ridiculous how crowded this place is. So the kahuna is like slow to react. He's hungover, obviously. He's hungover and he's getting stepped on and trampled all over. And Michael's there. Michael tries. He's like, you know what? Let's go hit the beach. And he's like, what do you mean hit the beach? He's like, I'm like a 50-year-old man. I can't even move. And he's like, I got something for you. And he takes out some like Alka-Seltzer tablets, a can of Coke, and like instant coffee. Yeah. Throws it in a glass. And he's like, drink this. He's like, what is it? And he's like, this is what Keith Richards drinks every morning. Yeah. And he takes a sip. He does this like big belch, and he springs back to life. Well, of course, Frankie had to go, who's Keith Richards? And I just want to point out that does not work. No. So the kahuna like springs back to life, and he kind of he spends the day with Michael, and they get a talk in. They kind of find out that Michael makes surfboards. Kid is like, do you sell these? And he's like, sell these? What do you mean? He's like, why don't you sell these? And he's like, why would I do that? He's like, these are mine. And he's like, so you just make surfboards for the hell of it? And he's like, yeah, that's my passion. And he's like, you need to sell these. So he teaches them like how to be a salesman.
Well, that comes later. That comes a little later.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because first, he asks if he could, because he got rid of Frankie or Kahuna's hangover, if he could marry his daughter, and he flips. He's like, "Oh hell no!"
Michael knew, right?
And then this is when like they go to the beach, and Kahuna's trying to like Annette and Sandy are at the beach, and they're hanging out with the girls. And Annette decides to show Sandy what she would do to, like, get her husband's attention to make him jealous. And she sees Troy, and she even says, "Imagine if your father were right over there behind that surfboard, okay? And I saw him, I would go over and I would do this." And she goes over and she flirts with Troy, and Troy's got this, like, ridiculous beach setup.
Yeah.
He's got fans, he's got blenders, he's got a stereo.
He's in a Speedo.
He's in an animal print Speedo.
Yes, like a leopard print.
He's like, his body's all oiled up.
He's got the Panama Jack on.
It's ridiculous. And she starts to flirt with him, and guess who just happens to have popped up behind that surfboard?
Michael. I mean, not Michael.
No.
Kahuna.
Yes.
So he thinks this is like really happening. Like he actually thinks like...
Yeah, he doesn't know that that's like trying to teach your daughter how to do things. So they have another misunderstanding. Kahuna's like, fine.
So he goes back to Connie, basically.
Yeah, he goes back to Connie and more wallowing in self-pity. And then he's like, then he decides to do the like hot dog cart.
Selling surfboards.
No, he's doing the hot dog cart, and he comes up on Michael, who is working on the boards.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, okay, now, okay. Sorry. There's a lot going on in this movie. It's hard to...
There's a lot going on, and it's amazing. And you guys, you seriously, go on Amazon, go on Google, go on iTunes, get this movie.
And it's broken up by, like, song and dance numbers, too, by the way, so...
Yes.
This kind of leads to, like, the main tension of the movie. So we kind of keep getting this, like... Mm-hmm. There's a lot of misunderstandings between Annette and Kahuna and Sandy and Michael. Like, they're almost about to reconcile, and then, like... You know, like, Connie will hug Kahuna, and, like, Annette will walk by and thinks it's, like, a serious moment between them two. So we get a lot of, like, flip-flopping of those moments right there.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
And Troy keeps coming back into the play, too.
Yeah, Troy keeps ending up being the one that Annette flirts with. We get the great ska number.
Okay, yeah, so Kahuna's kind of like, all right, you know what? I was the king of this beach 22 years ago. I need to, like, reclaim the beach. So he's going to just gather all the boys, all the surf boys, and show them how it's done. Mm-hmm. So he gets down to the beach, and then he gets, like, usurped by Annette. She just kind of breaks into the ska number with a ska band.
Yes, the Jamaican ska. We were, like, singing it all day.
Everyone starts following her on the beach, and they just, like, ignore the Kahuna.
Yeah.
And he's just, like, all by himself in the corner, and he's like, ugh, and he just goes back and wallows again.
Like, seriously, guys. For that number alone, watch this movie.
I try to think of the other beats. What are some other things that go on?
Kahuna was selling stuff. He tells Michael that he should sell his surfboards, and Michael's like, "Oh, I don't know. This is my passion. I couldn't sell out that." And Kahuna's like, "If I were a young man thinking about getting married, I'd be thinking about money and having a steady income." And Michael's like, "Oh, crap." So he's like, well, if I were to sell them, what would I have to do? And then Kahuna leads him through it. And the next time they meet up with the girls, Michael finally like gets introduced to, they have the party. They have to go to the harbor master. That's what it is.
All right. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. So Kahuna's like, you know what would really win our ladies back if we had a beach party at night? And Michael's like, we can't have a party. He's like, we got this new harbor master. He's like strict. He says like no parties whatsoever. He's like, well, we'll go down to the harbor master's like office and ask him. And he's like, all right, but you're just wasting your time. So they go in. As soon as they walk in the door, they're like, hi, are you the harbor master? He's like, yes, and no parties.
He's like, don't ask me for a permit for a party. And can we talk about who plays the harbor master?
Yes.
It's Don Adams, a.k.a. Maxwell Smart.
Yes.
It's amazing. Oh my god, I love this movie so much.
They trick the harbor master. They say that he actually won like harbor master of the year, and they want to have a ceremony and award him. So he's like, all right, well, we'll have it tonight at the beach. He's like, we'll have everyone come down. We'll get a band here. We'll get a stage. They throw this together really quick, by the way. There's games.
I mean, these people are probably dying to have a bonfire on the beach, so.
So they throw the party together. This is going to win back the babes. The babes are like, oh, wow, there's a party. Let's go. And they go and...
There's a party and they didn't invite us. And that's... Because Sandy's like, they didn't invite us. And Annette's like, oh, honey.
You don't get invited.
They threw this for us.
Oh, yeah, she knows.
Annette's like, Annette knows exactly what's up.
Then PEE WEE HERMAN shows up and they sing the Surfing Bird.
And Annette surfs with Troy after she sees Kahuna and Connie hug.
Yeah, so I guess... So they... Connie finds out that Kahuna's thrown the party to get Sandy... not to get Sandy, to get Annette back. And Connie's like, you know what? You're right. He's like, I'm sorry I've been such a pill all these years, and the last couple of days just really trying to win you back. She's like, obviously the two of you are meant together. Mm-hmm. She's like, let's just hug it out and call it a day. And they hug it out, and that's when Annette walks by and she sees them, so she thinks it's like a serious moment between the two. So she's like, oh. So she's like looking for Troy. She finds Troy. She's like, all right, Troy.
Yeah.
She's like, show me what you got.
It's like, you surf? He's like, do I surf?
They actually go into the water at night, and we get that.
No. You gotta get to like his whole do I surf thing, though.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Remember, it's the do I surf? Does Dolly Parton float? Is Michael Jackson's hair flammable? Is Michael Jackson's hair flammable? God, this movie is so ridiculous and amazing, and I love it so much.
So then we get that like green screen effect of them surfing at night.
Yes.
Troy's soaking wet, but for some reason Annette stays perfectly dry.
Annette is totally dry. She had a like wetsuit ready to go under her like cute party clothes, and then changed.
Yeah, she just like pulls them off, and there's like a wetsuit underneath there. You're always gonna be prepared. I guess when you go to the beach, you're always gonna wear a wetsuit, right?
I guess so.
Just have it on standby.
Dude, honestly, I would wear Annette's style is awesome.
Oh, it's great. It's great.
I wish I could pull it off.
Yeah,
her bathing suits are like spot on.
Kahuna sees them surfing. He comes over. He's like, "What's going on?" And she's like, "Why are you surfing with me lady?" And I don't know, they clear up their misunderstanding, and they're like, all right, well, you know what? This was all just like one horrible weekend for us. Let's just clear the air. We'll reconcile. Troy just like, whatever, and he just like walks away, finds Bridget.
Yeah. There's no winners. There's no losers. We're even.
Yeah. This is something like this being his beach, and then the surf punks are nearby. They're like, what do you mean this is your beach? This is our beach. So...
the surf punks come in and like bust everything up on the jet skis.
Yeah.
That we talked about earlier.
Yeah, that they bought, and with Kahuna's credit card. Oh, and at this point, Bobby is like the leader of them now. He's been Yes, they have elected Bobby president because he bought these. So, and he's like, I have a new name. I have a new like gang name. And they're like, oh, really? What is it? And he's like, Surly. And they're like, Shirley? You really want to be called Shirley? He's like, no, it's Surly.
He's like, he gets like all flustered and like upset. And he's like, okay, I need a new gang name right now. And the former leader of the group, like Zed, like whispers in his ear. And he's like, yeah, okay, my new gang name is Knife. And then Sandy goes, Nice? You want us to call you Nice? Oh, isn't that nice? And Bobby's like, no.
Just call me Bobby.
It's like, sorry, Bobby. You're like 12, kid.
They decided to settle the king of the beach the only way that two grown men know how is to have a surfing contest.
But of course.
So they're gonna get the surfer gang's best surfer, and then Kahuna's gang's best surfer, which happens to be Michael. But Michael has an injury.
When they're doing this, Kahuna has this like big bongo drum type thing. It's some kind of big like long drum. I'm sure it has like a specific name, but I don't know it, okay? And he like slams it down in the ground, but he slams it down on Michael's foot.
Yeah, and he breaks his toe or something.
Mm-hmm.
He's on crutches next time we see him.
Yeah.
So now Kuna's like, well, I guess I'm gonna have to do the surfing now, and
no, because first they're like, Robin's gonna be our replacement. Some random chick.
They eventually realize that it has to be the Kahuna has to do it, and he's like, oh, well, I don't surf anymore. And everyone's like, why? And he's like, all right, well, I'll tell the story. And he tells a story about the Humunga Kawabunga from down under, which is this like giant wave that came from Australia all the way to Los Angeles that he went surfing in. And this big storm cloud came over, and it was this giant wave. It knocked him over.
Yeah.
Broke his back or something.
He ended up in a coma for weeks. They thought he was dead. I remember as a kid going, it's the Humunga Kawabunga from down under all the time.
He tells a story, and I don't know, I guess that wins his spirit back, and he decides, you know what, I need to conquer my fear. So, like, yeah, I guess I will do it. So they get in the surfing contest.
It's hosted by Mrs. Cleaver, and it's judged by Wally and the Bees.
Yes.
None of them are named, of course.
They're unnamed characters, yeah. Zed, the surf punk leader, goes first. He does okay. He does good. He gets like a 8 and a 6 is his numbers, I guess.
Yeah.
It's beatable. It's doable.
Yeah.
So then it's the Kahuna's turn. So he's out there and he's like taking his time and he's nervous. And all of a sudden a storm cloud comes rolling in and he's like, uh-oh. And everyone's like panicked. There's like wind. There's like trash blowing around.
Everyone's like, oh my God, it's the humunga cowabunga from down under. What are the chances?
Guess what?
What?
He hangs a 10. He does 10 out of 10. He wins over both judges.
Oh yeah. He does like this nifty trick. Like, I don't know where the golf club came from.
Oh yeah. So he's like surfing and then like it cuts back and they show him and he's like, he has a golf putter and he's like hits the golf ball and then like this guy comes down and like, I don't know, like shaves him.
It's amazing. It's ridiculous. I love it.
It's very much like that Batman episode we did a few weeks back.
Yes.
Is it awkward that we did in less than like 2 months 2 episodes of this podcast that involve surf competition?
Dude, I'm just surprised the Gidget one didn't
have a surf competition.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe there was an episode with a surf comp and we just picked the wrong one.
Oh, I'm sure there was. We just didn't do it.
So he wins. He gets a 10 out of 10. Everything goes back to normal. Life is great. They're back together. Sandy and Michael are married. Yeah,
Sandy and Michael are going to get married. Bobby has given up the leather punk style to dress exactly like his father.
Oh yeah, his spirits are reinvigorated for his family.
Yes. He's like, my dad's my hero now.
Do they go back home or do they stay there? I can't remember.
No, I think they go back home.
They plan on coming back soon though.
Oh yeah. And then we get Kahuna and Annette walking on the beach, and she looks at the camera and she's like, aren't we the corniest couple you know? And it ends. And it's... This movie was so good. I love this movie.
Fun way to continue beach month down by the shore, whatever we're calling it. On a scale of 1 to 5 humunga cowabungas from down under, how many humunga from cowabungas down under do you give it?
I give this a 5.
Give it a 5er. It was great. It's fun.
It's fun. There's music, there's dancing, there's drama, there's comedy. It's everything.
The stars are shining in this.
Yes.
Cameos galore. I thought there was a lot more cameos. Like, I feel like when I was little, I remembered a lot more cameos.
Yeah.
It was good. I don't know. Oh, the skipper comes in at the end.
Yes, he comes in at the end. Gilligan is finally, everybody's celebrating. Frankie and Annette are singing. And Gilligan has finally gotten to tell somebody his story.
It's Bridget, right?
Yes, Bridget. And
the recurring babe that keeps showing up.
Yes. I noticed my second watching that she totally, when they were like all on the beach and there was something where she like just totally did that arch where her breasts were like out further than everybody else for attention kind of thing. It was interesting.
Oh, yeah.
Gilligan finally gets to tell a story and he's so happy. He's like finally met somebody who's interested in him. And then
Skipper shows up.
And he's like, come on, little buddy.
He's like, hey, we gotta go. We have a 3-hour tour.
Gilligan's like, it's never a 3-hour tour.
It's probably, they probably left and did Return to Gilligan's Island TV movie right after that. The one without Ginger.
Yeah, the fake Ginger.
Or Tina Louise as Ginger, yeah. The fake Ginger. Ginger. No, it's not Ginger Prime.
Yeah.
Do you know what I just realized when we were doing this?
What?
We have never actually done an episode of Gilligan's Island, but we've done things that have included the characters like numerous times.
How do we keep not doing Gilligan's Island?
But they keep recurring in our thing. We just have to keep finding things that have these characters in it.
Yes. Oh my god, I love this movie so much.
There's a Roseanne that they go to Gilligan's Island, right? And like Jackie's Gilligan.
Yes. There's a Roseanne where they go. There's a Baywatch where they go to Gilligan's Island.
Ooh, maybe. You know what? Hold on. I think we just kind of spoiled what we're doing next week. Because we are going to do Baywatch, and we haven't picked our episode yet, so did we pick it? Did we find it?
Like, I totally remember that. Like, that's probably one of the episodes of Baywatch I remember the most.
I think we talked about it, like a couple years ago.
Maybe, yeah.
We talked about doing it, but Baywatch wasn't readily available as is right now, so
yeah.
I don't know. We might have just picked our episode. You down for it?
I'm down.
All right, so join us next week when we do Baywatch meets Gilligan's Island. I think there's a Scooby-Doo where they go to Gilligan's Island too, right?
Probably. I mean, let's be real. Don Wells and Bob Denver and Alan Hale readily did any like Gilligan Island related episodes they could.
Oh yeah, like they were always ready to do this, like on the fly.
They're like, oh, you want me to play Gilligan? Okay, I'm down.
Like how like you went up Bob Denver's closet. It's probably all just like red shirts and the blue pants, like Homer's.
Never forget Bob Denver got busted for buying pop via the mail, via like FedEx.
That's great. Shout out to that. All right. Where can you follow Wild Adventures, Cat House with the author? Where can you follow Wild Adventures?
You can follow our Wild Adventures on Twitter at verypodcast. You can find us at averyspecialpodcast.com, saltyrockmedia.com. You can find us on Facebook, Tumblr, Instagram at A Very Special Podcast. Do not accept imitations.
And you can also listen to us on Podcoin. Do you know what Podcoin is, Cat House?
No, explain this Podcoin thing to me because I still don't get it.
Alright, it's a hot new app that literally pays you to listen to podcasts. Yep, you basically just listen to podcasts and earn Podcoins, and you can redeem them for hot items like Amazon gift cards or Starbucks cards, Dunkin' Donut cards, but you can even donate to charity. So download the app today from your favorite app store and use code VERYSPECIAL to earn 300 Podcoins right off the bat. Home run sound effect. So download that today. And as always, Carol,
bye!
Watch the skies for the humunga cowabunga from down under.
Woohoo!